Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance, and this is an M55, the Tier 9 American SPG, and we're on the north spawn of Fisherman's Bay, and it's being commanded by David G671. Now I know that this is an M55 because that's the big fat barrel of the 8-inch howitzer, and that was the version that was used by the US Army. Of course, it was the M53 with the 155mm gun that was used by the US Marines, or the US Marine Corps I should say. Okay, David G is setting up in the bushes at the back in the usual order. What else can I tell you about the M53? Well, it's got the engineering the other way around on the pattern tank. The engine's at the front and the turret's at the rear. On the pattern tank it was the other way round. What else can I tell you? Well, I can tell you that the driver sits in an independently facing seat, so he would always look forward even though the turret might be looking somewhere else. And we've got plenty of targets up in the centre line. David G's having a looking at which one he's going to pick, but there I think is the first target, a T-62A. Unfortunately he's retreating. He's retreating quite quickly, which means he'll have to give a big lead. Oh, he fired, but it was close. It was definitely close. Now the commander sat on the left-hand side, and the driver sat on the right, as I say, in an independently facing seat, so he could always look ahead even if the turret was looking elsewhere. The M55 was actually used during the Vietnam War, but it was withdrawn from service after the war ended. Okay, plenty of targets then fire out there. And I think he's going to go for the Object 430 because it was just tracked. Direct hit! 369 hit points, 3 critical hits. That was a good strike. And that Jag Tiger is clinging to that building as if his life depends on it. And it does. Because if he moves out from behind that building, he's going to get splattered, and he knows it. Okay, we've got several tanks going through the town centre. That mouse is having a bit of difficulty lining up the shot, but it's going to be a difficult shot over the building. That shot on the T10 is going to be a little easier, but unfortunately he's going to go around that corner now, and so David G had to realign. Well, unfortunately that shell's going to land behind the T10. It's tracked him, but it's, or did it? No, it just did some damage, some splash. Only 23 hit points to splash, unfortunately, and they've lost 2 tanks in short order, a mouse and a Centurion. It's got quite a long reload on the M55. Okay, trying to line up for that 113. Hiding behind the windmill. Oh, he's popped out for a second. He got hit. You can splash him here. Rounds out. And it does. 311 hit points, 3 critical hits. That's a good splash because whoever's firing at him from the right side of the battlefield is also getting shots into him. And although he used his first aid kit, he has been taken out now. Now that Jag Tiger's come out from behind his house, or his barn I should say, but he's still using the buildings for cover. Right, there's an Object 430, a T10, oh, 2 T10s, and they're making their way up the east side of the battlefield. Now that T10 stopped to fire, and retreating a little, rounds out. Oh, that was a good round. He got a good shot in there. He actually damaged both T10s at the same time, and got some stun. I thought for a second that his shot had missed, but that was the shot from his colleague in the Batchat 155-55, and that T10 has been destroyed, so he's picked up stun assist. Now he's realigning himself. Right, there's a Leopard prototype using the barns. He's creeping up onto that ridgeline at A6. There he is. This is going to be a difficult... Well, it won't be a difficult one because he should be able to... Yep, he does. 454 hit points this time. That was a good shot. And he's picked up... Oh, actually, he didn't pick up any more stun assists because the Leopard used his first aid kit to get rid of the stun straight away. Going back to the Jag Tiger. Still using the buildings for cover. Right, that T10. Now he's receiving fire from the 155, the Batchat 155. Trying to line him up for a shot, and is it worth it? Well, no, he's going to have a look at that centre line again. There's a 1390 there, which is on very low health, and he's gone down. Now the 430, he's lost half his health. Rounds out. 212 and 2 critical hits. That's worthwhile. Right, the good thing is that his team have actually gone down the west side and they're effectively threatening the enemy cap now. Now that means that he might have to switch his aim to try and shoot at the ones who are trying to defend their own cap. The Batchat 25 ton and the E50 are both heading south as quickly as they can. They're trying to help the Centurion 71 and C49. I'm not sure that the enemy is totally aware of the extent of the forces down that side. There's the Death Star. FV215B. That was a round from the Batchat hitting on 155. Round goes in. Oh, big hit! 493, 2 critical hits. That's really hurt the Death Star. He's not happy. And David G is marking his target. I'm not sure if that's David G or the Batchat marking him, but they're both going for him at the same time. We've lost sight of him temporarily because there's nobody to spot except the Tortoise. And that round goes in from the Batchat. Now, can he follow it up? Almost reloaded. Only a few more seconds. And now, rounds out. And that went in. Got a direct hit. Now, so long as this Tortoise stays alive, they can lay down fire on the Death Star and the T10. We don't know where the T10 is at this moment, but we know that there's the Death Star. And he's making for the cap. It's a bit of a mistake, really. He's asking for trouble, because now he's fully visible. And there's a round going in there from the Tortoise, and the Batchat's put one into him to track him. About to shoot again, and this time round he won't survive this shot. Lining him up. Rounds out. Kill shot. 208 hit points. He's out the game. He really did make a mistake there. He should have tried to go along the back edge. Because at least then there was a chance he might stay not unsighted for a little while until he could get to the Tortoise. Really, his attack depended on getting that Tortoise, but he missed out. The T10 is now disappearing into the east side of the map. And we don't know where the Jag Tiger, AMX and the Object 430 are. And of course there's still the enemy Arty, which we haven't seen yet. Now that's a Batchat 155-55. And supposedly he'll be on the east side of the map. Because after all, if he was on the west side, the Centurion and the T49 would have found him by now. So I think we can assume that he is somewhere in grid squares K7, K8... or even further over, maybe J9 at a pinch. I don't think he would have headed north. Oh, he has! That's amazing. I didn't really think he would go that far north. That is amazing, but he's made himself a perfect target. And he's just been taken out by the Batchat 155-55 on David's team. Okay, we don't know where the T10 is, but I presume he's actually headed through the town. He's probably given up on his defence and is now trying to work on defend. And the enemy just lost their Centurion 7-1. But we lost our Centurion 7-1 to the Jag Tiger. So the T49 is still staying around the west side of the map near the windmill. And the E50 is going up onto the centre line. In fact, everybody's now headed for the centre line. And that's where David G is going to focus his fire. And that's a good idea. There's the Jag Tiger. Unfortunately, can't hit him there, but you might be able to splash him. Splash him. Put the round into his backside. Rounds out. And it does. Kills him. 145 hit points. I thought it'd be enough. And he was right. Now, it's just a question of finding the T10 and the AMX. There's the T10. He's gone defensive. He did go defensive. He's headed back to his own half. And unfortunately, we just lost the batch at 25. So, the question is, where is the AMX? We don't know where he is. We know where the T10 is, but we don't know the AMX. Now, David's loaded. Rounds out. Long flight. Well, 62 hit points and 3 critical hits. Can't be sneezed at, because that will probably mean that he's actually lost the crewman. And remember, they've lost their Arty now, which means that David's perfectly safe. He can come out in the open and with safety and not be shot at. But he's just trying to change his angle so he can get a better shot at the T10. And that T10 is using that rock for cover. He knows full well he's in trouble. David marks his target, rounds out. Lands nearby, so it definitely did some damage. That couldn't have done anything but splash damage, I'm afraid. But I would think at least 50, 60 points. Oh, look at that! That was the round from the back chat. Came in, took out the T10. And that means that David picked up the stun assist on that. 153. Not bad. So he must have done some damage with that other shot. And the AMX 30B is not going to survive this round from David. Rounds out. Oh! Well, he picked up some stun assist there. His land hit the rock, but the batch at 155 didn't miss, and that's the end of the game. Let's have a look at the end of battle results for this one. Well, it's a first class tanker for David G671 in the M55. He also picked up a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He got 16 in that battle. That's a huge number. And he picked up a Gore's medal. He did more damage, exceeding 10 times the hit points, or rather, actually, it says 8 times the hit points. I think they changed the rules on that. 8 times the hit points of his own vehicle. And, of course, he picked up a Confederate. He hit more of the enemy than anyone else on his team. At least 6 tanks subsequently destroyed by other members of his team. And we can see them there. So, let's have a look at the... oh, it's a win 8 of 5224 on that one. Well done, David. Let's have a look at the team scores. Well, he got the second highest damage. He was beaten by the Batchat 25T, who got 4247, but he still managed to get 4152 hit points. They both managed to get 2 kills, but when it came to base XP, David topped him out at 1076 experience points in total, so that was very nice. He fired 14 rounds, got 5 direct hits, 5 penetration and 11 splash. Did damage of 4,152 hit points, all at more than 300 meters. He hit 9 of the enemy but killed 2 of them. He also did stun assistance damage of 631 hit points off 14 stuns. On a premium account he earned 49,814 credits. And after ammunition resupply, and he actually lost some consumables there. Don't think he'd switched his... consumables to credits, and so he lost 110 gold, but he actually ended up with 29,244 credits overall and 6 bonds because he managed to get a Gore's medal and a Confederate together. He received 1,614 experience points, but it was times 3, so he actually ended up including another personal reserves bonus with 6,456 in total. So that's a huge amount. So well done there. So good result. And you did take some really good shots, and shots that I would have taken as well, and you got the results you needed. So well done. If you enjoyed this replay, please give it a like and do subscribe to our channel, and hopefully it'll be your replay I'll be featuring in our next video.